This is an introduction to APA format. In this video tutorial, we hope you'll learn what it is, how to use it, and why we use it in academic writing. Because this is an abbreviated tutorial on APA, other resources will be listed at the end of this guide for additional specifics on this type of citation. So let's begin here. What exactly is APA format? APA stands for American Psychological Association, and APA format is a set of professional style rules or guidelines to help format an essay or article someone might be writing in this field. This formatting can cover things like citation, headings, and proper display of data, including exactly how to talk about your findings. So let's talk about this. Where is citation used in the real world? Well, citation in general might be used in things like newspaper articles and reports, or medical journals and government publications. Take a look at this video for some examples of where citation is used in the real world.
Even more dramatic, Alex Todorov at Princeton has shown us that judgments of political candidates' faces.
The head of the CDC calls it a nightmare bacteria that's mutated so much, even the most powerful antibiotics can't fight it.
After Rubio became Speaker of the Florida House in 2006, he compiled a list of 100 innovative ideas for Florida's future.
What about APA format? Where is that used? Well, APA format is used in professional and scholarly articles in the social sciences, including the study of human society and social relationships, and fields like sociology, education, economics, psychology, linguistics, politics. Other fields that use APA include business and medicine. For example, professional journals in the nursing field might use APA format. So why are you asked to use APA format? Well, first of all, APA dictates a standard style. It provides a uniform look for research papers, articles, and reports. And there's an advantage to using it. It allows the writer to focus energy on the substance of the research and not the format of the writing. So what does style include in APA format? Well, here are some basics. First of all, it includes 1-inch margins on all sides of the paper. Secondly, it requires Times New Roman font, or whatever font is required by your instructor. It asks for 12-point font as a standard font size that's easy to read, and it asks that the paper be double-spaced throughout. Now, when we're talking about style in APA format, there are 4 sections to which we apply our energy. First of all, the title page. Secondly, the abstract. Thirdly, the main body of the essay. And finally, the references page. Let's take a look at how you format the title page, abstract, and main body of your APA style paper. First, the header. Click on Insert, and then Header, and then Different First Page. Here you'll type the words running head, colon, and then your paper title in all caps. Then the page number. Let's see that in slow-mo. Next, you'll add the title block, centered just about 1/3 of the way down the page. This will be your paper title, and then your name, and then the name of your institution. Down on the second page, you'll add the header for the rest of your paper. Once again, we're going to insert a header, and here you're going to type just your paper title in all caps and, once again, your page number on the right side. At this point, you may need to write your abstract. An abstract is a 100 to 150 word summary of the main points in the paper. If you're going to publish an APA style paper, it definitely requires an abstract. Otherwise, ask your teacher. They may or may not ask you to include one. If you don't include an abstract, At this point is where you start writing the body of your paper. This summary of your paper should be brief and thorough and factual without evaluating the contents. The main body of your paper begins with the title once again and should be double-spaced throughout. There won't be any extra spacing between the title and the text of your paper. The last section that we'll talk about is the references page. The references page is where you indicate to your reader where you got your information and you tell them how they can access the information too. Your references page will be double-spaced and should use a hanging indent, which means that the second line of each entry should be indented, while the first one won't. This is because you alphabetize your references, and leaving the first line sticking out makes it easier to find the reference that you're looking for. In fact, let's talk about the citation that you'll be doing in APA format. The first purpose of citation is to indicate information that a writer has learned from another source. The second purpose is to let a reader know where to find that source. Let's talk about the ways that you can do this in APA format. The first part of citation in APA format is going to be your references, which go on the reference page. The second will be the in-text citations, which will be interspersed throughout the text of your essay. References are notes on the last page of the essay designed to help the reader find the references, the sources, that you used in the paper. Let's take a look at an example of how to write a reference from an online article from the New York Times. First, I need to find the author's name. I'll type the author's name with the last name first, comma, and then the first initial. There are no first names in APA format. Next, I'll write the date, leading with the year, 2016, comma, October 4. Then, I'll type the article title, but I will only capitalize the first word and any other proper nouns in the title. Then, the title of the publication in italics. Finally, I'm going to say retrieved from and type the URL. Now let's talk about in-text citations. In-text citations are parenthetical notes in the text of the essay which lead the reader to your references page. Parenthetical means in parentheses. Now, we can use a reference to help us figure out our in-text citation. Take a look at our reference here. We're going to use a couple of things from this reference for the in-text citation. First of all, we'll use whatever appears first in this entry, which for us is the author's last name. Secondly, we'll use the year of publication. What that means is that our in-text citation will be Wells 2016. We'll put it in parentheses and put a period after. That's it. And it's the same for every type of source. Whatever appears first on that reference, whether an article title or an author name, and the year. Finally, let's talk about some guides available to you to help you with APA format. First of all, the studio-generated abbreviated reference. You can pick up a copy of one of these at Center or South Campus or download it from our website. Secondly, a pocket manual like the Diana Hacker version. A manual like this will help you figure out the rules to cite any kind of source. Finally, you can use the Purdue OWL Online Manual, which includes everything you need to format and cite appropriately in APA format. Thanks for watching our video tutorial. For more help with APA format or other reading and writing issues, please visit the South or Center Campus Reading and Writing Studios.